This has been a pretty civilized bunch here. We don't seem to pick on each other too much. Most importantly, thank you to all of you for coming tonight. Again, it's getting late in the evening, and we just greatly appreciate how many people stuck around to listen to what we had to say, and it is very important. And I think it is especially important to this part of our city. I think that my concerns, first and foremost, are with Northeast Omaha. I've gone to one funeral of a person who was murdered in my life, who's a friend of mine, and I know that people in this area have experienced that horrible tragedy many times over. And for me, the only thing that makes sense is that we turn this around. And I think a mayor of this city should wake up every single day thinking about what they're going to do in Northeast Omaha to improve conditions for families and for children. There is right now in this part of our community, and therefore in our city as a whole, a situation where children are in danger. And I'm not just talking about with regard to violence or with regard to drugs. I'm talking about the fact that children aren't getting through school, that there are alarming dropout rates, truancy rates, people that are not being educated in this community. And as a result of those people not being educated, the people that are not getting jobs and then turning to crime and the like. And so their entire life changes at a very young age. I think as a community, we can turn that around. I'm certain that we can. I've talked to people all over this city, and I know that they care. And I know that they're willing to put their time and their money into making a difference in this city. And I know with the right leadership, we can get that done. I again appreciate all of you being here tonight, and I look forward to serving you.
We've had a lot of commentary from all the candidates here about what they would be doing, but I want to take you back to the year 2005 when I went on the council that June. You have seen me over and over again, week after week, in South Omaha and North Omaha. I've walked the walk. I've been with your children in your schools. I've been with your ministers. I've been with the neighborhood associations. I've been with the businesses. I've been with the groups that are facing and addressing the major problems of our time, both north and south. I've been there, and as mayor, I've put in place the very things that you've asked for. A focus on safe neighborhoods, a focus on neighborhood associations, a focus on after-school programs, a focus on the truancy issues to keep kids in school, and a focus on job creation, not only to expand what we've already created in the community itself, but to make it grow and grow. Wednesday, you'll see an announcement on this Walmart facility. That effort started in 2004, and I was involved with the folk to try and get it going then. It took a long time, but the finances are in place, the corporate decisions are in place. It'll be a great plus. Tomorrow on the city council, that council should vote 7-0 to support this Ames locus and get the industrial tracks going here in the north so we can get people working in industry. That is crucial to our city, very crucial to our city. And it's a time to step forward and make sure that we are getting the chamber and others focusing on this eastern corridor from Harrison Street north to the Mormon Bridge and put these industrial tracks back to use. I've walked the walk, I've done what I said I would do, and we're on the move as a city, and there's more to come in the next 4 years. Thank you. I want to continue as your mayor.
Was that for me? Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. And if I am fortunate enough to be elected the 51st mayor of Omaha, I will promise to work with you and not against you. I know on the eastern side of the city, both in the north side and the south side, we have our share of problems there. There's no doubt about it. But I am an optimist, and I think that challenges bring out the best in all of us. And I think with the right leadership, our best days are ahead of us. You know, my approach is different than many in public life, and I don't believe an elected official should command or dictate. I believe an elected official should work with the people, include them in the decisions, solicit their input, make them part of the team. I truly believe that Omaha is a great, vibrant city, but we absolutely have our challenges. And the issue of crime, for instance, must be addressed. You know, I live this every day. My husband is a trauma surgeon. My husband works about 100 hours a week down at the med center. And when you hear about the gunshots and the stabbings and the crime, he's usually the one down there taking care of them. I don't have the statistics for this year for 12, but in 11, the admissions alone, the gunshot admissions, they were up 68% in 2011. This is something that we can't tolerate in our community. Again, I want Omaha to be a vibrant community. I want it to be a community where the young people want to stay and the retirees don't feel like they're ushered out by high taxes and high crime. But by working together, I believe that we can achieve those goals. I will bring my background of 14 years of elected experience. My background as a critical care nurse, a nurse manager, and I believe that the difference between me and the others that are challenging in this race is while others have been observers, I've been the one down there every day voting, listening to constituents, and making the right decisions. Thank you.
By the way, thank God for Joe Stothert. If it weren't for the fact that we had 2 trauma hospitals within a very close proximity to North and South Omaha, we'd have a lot more homicides than we have. So every time I see Joe, I thank him for what he's doing. Here's the vision. The Walmart is going in, thank God. What if we could take the sales tax from the Walmart store and redo Fontenelle Park? That's a real possibility. If this bill passes, and I know the mayor supports it, the bill in the legislature, that could happen. That could happen. When I was at OHA, I remember distinctly one night, and I would get a call no matter when the shootings occurred. And I'd get a call from our public safety people at OHA. 3 in the morning. Brad, we got a bad one tonight. Down to 29th and Burdett. And there was a little girl who was, I think at the time, 6 or 7 years old, and maybe Willie can correct me on the age, who had been shot in her bed. Now, those children that lived, she did not die. She did not die. But those children in that place had trauma that we can never imagine. I can never imagine. Those experiences that I had at OHA, living with violence as an executive director, not myself personally, but the people who lived there. I love those people. I love those people. They were my family. And what drives me to do these kinds of things, the truancy initiative, getting kids back into school, to make sure that the day, I went to South High many times, of Kara Riggs, and to North High. If there's a child after the truancy initiative passed, if there's a child who is not in school in the first period today, Beto Gonzalez gets on the phone and calls those parents and says, get that kid to school. And Gainey was here earlier. Gainey would go with me. Gainey would had a football team with OHA that had 100 kids playing football as a volunteer. That's what North Omaha is all about. That's what South Omaha is all about. I care, and I've done it for 20 years, and I'll continue to care. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you very much for hosting this debate. I really enjoyed it. I want you to know that I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to say to you folks, because I didn't want to pander. I didn't want to give you political promises that can't be delivered, and I wanted to bring a new vision to how we look and think about not only North Omaha, but South Omaha and the whole community. You know, and I grew up in this area. I remember at Benson High School when Bobby Bass was running all the touchdowns. How many people remember Bobby Bass from Benson? Or John C. Johnson was shooting the swishes on the basketball court. You played against John C.? I thought you were a lot older than that. I'm just kidding, just kidding.
He was in 5th grade, and I was 19.
Anyway, so, you know, I want to talk a minute about my vision here for a second. First of all, it's to rid the neighborhoods of gang violence. Second, to create a well-trained workforce. Third, to develop a transportation plan to deliver skilled workers to the employers citywide. We keep talking about bringing employers here. Well, how about if we get the people who live here really well trained and then provide the transportation system so that we can get them to work and then inspire the employers to build satellite locations and relocate to the area. But let's get people to work now instead of just waiting for employers to transfer here. I want to put a vision plan together to transform the business districts. We've already talked about it. What if we developed a New Orleans jazz style of area around 24th Street? And what if we can get a music conservatory that the universities are partnering with? And what if we can transform the area and have sound studios and production studios and media things to make this kind of an entertainment hub of the city? That's something that I think that I could lead. And let me talk a minute about the process towards success. It's first reorganizing the city budget and finances to allow us to implement a new crime plan. To say that we can't find money to do what we need to do to reduce crime, I think is not leadership. Let me just mention this. I promise to always tell the truth, to clearly research and analyze strategies to assure their success, never promote something for political purposes, to provide a compassionate path of life improvement for those caught in a life of violence and abuse, and to make sure that new processes for